Want to know the latest and hottest music hitting the airwaves? Don't be left out. Listen to the Golden State Media Concepts Music Podcast. Jordan and Keith keeps you on the loop with everything you need to know.
Jordan and Keith.
From pop, rock, hip-hop, and the top 40. And we'll throw in news of your favorite artists, concert and tour dates, and so much more. Listen no further, because this is the gold standard in music podcast.
Deciding that they should probably do a music review because it's been a while. It's the Golden State Concepts Media Concepts Music Podcast.
Get it together, Jordan.
with Keith,
Mariano,
and Jordan.
Yeah.
There we go.
There we go. Welcome, folks. Welcome.
It's the worst one we've ever done. And one of them I just stayed paused. Oh, well. All right. We'll make up for it next week.
Hopefully. This guy over here, man.
If we're not fired, yeah.
Yeah, we're not fired because that intro just was a little
Jordan,
subpar.
Well, yeah. So, today's music review, music in question, it is the Chris Roberson Brotherhood with Any Way You Love, We Know How You Feel, and Phonte and Eric Roberson with Tigallerro. So, we got some goodies for you with this one.
I thought it was Roberson.
Eric Roberson.
Yeah, okay, okay.
Yeah, so we start off with the Chris Roberson Brotherhood. For those of you who don't know, Chris Robinson is formerly of and the co-founding member of the Black Crowes, the great rock band. This is his new band. They've been around for a minute. This is their new album, and what'd you think about it, Mariano, when you heard it?
This album, well, okay, right off the bat, I liked it. This album, though, gave me the kind of sense, like, it'd make a great soundtrack for, like, a 90s movie.
Okay.
It had kind of that, it was, like, very folky, kind of not old-timey, because old-timey you think of, like, 60s, but kind of, I mean, if anyone's listening, Now and Then, think of the movie Now and Then, or, like, Casper, or, like, movies from kind of...
Ghost?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like that era, the one with Christina Ricci.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, I remember that.
This album kind of fits in with those... just the way those movies are shot. Something about it, it's like really upbeat and kind of freer than music is these days, because back then that's kind of the sense that I got from just the state of things overall here.
Right. Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
I think so. Is that a good thing, though?
A very good thing. I like this album. I like the way things were back then. I think that it would fit in perfectly then. But with that being said, this to me is kind of like that, the one we did, was it last week or a couple weeks ago with... my good guys, Good Charlotte. It's like a time capsule of a great album.
Okay.
New, old, but it's good.
That's fair.
I understand where you're coming from. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. This seems to be like their fifth record. So, okay. Yeah. I mean, I like the album. It has a nice, so the Black Crowes, his former band, had like a whole blues rock type of thing going on, and you hear some similarities of that in this one. But this album is funkier. It's really, they threw some funk in the gumbo, so it's nice.
Threw some funk in the gumbo. Now that's words I can relate to, being from Louisiana.
I know, right? Yeah. And it's very clever. This album, Any Way You Love, We Know How You Feel. You would think that's the name of one of the songs. That's not the name of one of the songs. No. That's a lyric in the song Forever as the Moon. So, and it's clever. I mean, I like that. I can read the lyric. But I like this album. When I first heard it, I was like, oh, this is remind me of the Black Crowes. So I was like, no, because, I'm all about, if you're going to do a solo project or a side project, it should sound nothing like your main project. But the more I listened to it, the more it didn't sound like that. And the funkier it got for me, and the more I started liking it even more. And I love it. I think it's a good record. I'm going to get the other records they have, too. Like I said, this is one of 5 for this group that he has.
So you think it was good at bringing the funk?
Oh, yeah. I mean,
To sum up, I agree with you. I thought it brought the funk well.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of... We listened to a lot of artists this week that I had no prior experience with.
Me too, and I'm very happy for that, because when you think of today's modern musical kind of pushers in terms of what people consider to be like the ones that are carrying whatever genres that they're carrying.
Yeah.
Right.
This is not what comes to mind, but I'm glad that this keeps this genre alive.
Oh yeah, definitely. And what's cool about this too is that you notice he had tracks on here, him and his group, They have tracks on here that are longer than 3 minutes. Some tracks are 7 minutes long.
Oh, yeah.
They're like, we're jamming. This is how we feel.
I'm glad that you bring that up because I did notice that and I liked it. I looked at my phone like around 4 or 5 minutes and I was like, ooh, there's like 3 minutes left. Okay, I like it.
Yeah.
And then
I did that too. And I looked at the song and was like, it's still going.
Right.
And then I said to myself in that very overcorrected term, not that there's anything wrong with that. I'm enjoying this very much so. I think you guys are right. Like, this is something that I always feel is necessary in my life.
It's a bit of a rarity. I like that.
This amount of funk, and something so new.
Yeah.
And it felt fresh, too. It felt funky,
it's a
fresh.
Great record. Yeah, exactly.
I was waiting for Funky Fresh to accidentally fall out of your mouth.
There you go. And he said it. I think the Chris Robinson Brotherhood would be happy with that statement. Yeah, I'm glad they were, because today with mainstream radio, everyone's like, oh, it's got to be 3 minutes and 30 seconds. And that just annoys me. So what you're hearing when these songs are over that's how it used to be. They're going back to basics. They're going with the feeling of the song. If the song feels like it should be 3 minutes, then it'll go that way. If it feels like it should be longer, it'll go that way. If it's dope, it don't matter how long it is. It's really that simple.
There's that old formula. If it's dope, it's dope. Yeah, I like this. This is the kind of thing that even though it's really long, like in the future when we're hosting radio shows, I'm going to go against my program director and just play these long songs because they're good.
Well, and that's how it used to be.
Is that on the agenda? Did I miss the memo here? Do we also? Because I've got some prepping to do.
Yeah. But so, and I want to read the lyric off of the song "Forever as the Moon." So, and I want to read this to you guys real quick. So,
please do.
So, it says, let's open the door to tomorrow's hidden charms and gaze in wonder. Let the music play. Let the people parade in many colors. As we watch the candle burn, there is nothing we have learned. So please believe the thunder where everyone is a place of love. And the messenger, he just shivers. And the lights, they dim and the mask remove. And the night falls in forever as the moon. Any way you love, we know how you feel. That's how the song ends too. Any way you love, we know how you feel, which is the name of the record. That's just a beautiful statement.
It really is. And I think that really does, despite, Any Way You Love, it's not a song title, but I feel like it really does capture this entire album.
Right? It was very clever for him to use that. So, yeah.
Those lyrics capture everything that is embodied in this album, where it comes with this upbeat nature. And God, if I can just say, the funk was brought. Like, I was really enjoying it. Like, this is another one of those albums I can see myself listening to even after this. This was It was special. And it does feel like something that you just don't see too often anymore. Right.
So there seems to be, so hold on. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 regular EPs and 5 regular LPs and 1 EP. So, yeah. So they've been doing their thing. So the Chris Robinson Brotherhood. So, yeah. So, Jordan, how would you rate this album on a scale of 1 to 10?
Oh, man. Gosh. God, you guys come back to me last because I'm thinking like 8, right, but I want to hear the rest of the cases.
Yeah, 8 out of 10.
I'm gonna have to go with 8 too. Actually, yeah,
8.
Okay,
yeah.
So we all love it. It's a good album, so we recommend it. Definitely recommend this if you want some good rock and roll that has some soul in it and some funk in it. This is a good album to have. It's a rock and soul record, basically.
This to me, because Jordan brought up that point that this isn't something that a lot of people I think would know about, except for like the really, like the music connoisseurs. Mm-hmm. So this is kind of one of those hidden gems, like that you can pull out. That this is kind of one of those. People are talking about great albums and great music, and you're like, oh yeah, check this out.
Exactly. It's a hidden gem. And once again, we here at Golden State Media Concepts, we're going to give you mainstream music, but we're going to give you underground music too.
Exactly.
Well, Keith, you're the one that introduced us to this album.
Yes.
Have you heard any of the things prior to this?
Not from this particular band, but I will.
Black Crowes.
Oh yeah, I'm a big Black Crowes fan, bro.
So
I've seen them 2 or 3 times.
Your idea for your suggestion for this came from loving Black Crowes?
Oh yeah, yes. Well, I like to try to follow artists when they do solo stuff because I'm always curious to see what they're going to do.
Honestly, there's a lot of sides of this that I like more than the Black Crowes.
Well, see, there it is.
I really do.
That's pretty deep, and Chris Robinson has an amazing voice.
And
it's a very soulful voice that goes unchecked.
And the reason I say that is because in this day and age, it feels more unique than the Black Crowes. This project that they're doing right now, some people disagree with me. Some people love the Black Crowes more. That's fine. But this one just feels like something that's so out of its time. And I admire that.
Well, that's a good thing. That means he's going in the right direction.
Yeah, that's
as a songwriter.
That's what I was saying. It sounds like this album was made like 15 years ago, and they're just pulling it out now.
Yeah,
but
that's
that
a formula. Cloverfield Lane.
You're right.
But it feels good to
exactly.
you.
That's a formula that works.
Yeah,
it is. So,
at least it worked with this one.
I really would love to talk about this album some more, but we're gonna have to go to commercial break though. When we come back, we're gonna talk about
Phonte and Eric Roberson with Tigallerro.
There we go. That's the one. Okay.
Right.
Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you soon.
Yes.
Do you want to be healthier, yet you just don't know what to do? All these shows telling you this and that, but nothing seems to work. Well, listen close. Golden State Media Concepts has got something great for you. The Health and Wellness Podcast dedicated to workout trends, healthy eating habits, diet, and everything about healthy living. Join us in our banters as we help you not just live life to the fullest, but live it to the healthiest.
Hey, and we're back. This is Keith, and this is Golden State Media Concepts Music Review with my main man, Mariano and Jordan. And we're about to talk about the new Phonte and Eric Roberson record, Tigallerro.
Another group of artists I have never heard of until this week.
Yeah, so I'll give you a little backdrop. Eric Roberson, they call him like the king of independent soul, underground soul records. Basically, as an artist, he's been doing his thing for a long time. Phonte is originally from the phenomenal underground group Little Brother, hip hop group out of Durham, North Carolina. They're known for their famous album called The Listening. That was Phonte as a rapper, Ninth Wonder, the producer, and the rapper Big Pooh. And they were amazing. If you guys get a chance, The Listening, you want to hear that. That's a great record. It's just flawless. They made a few records. They did their thing. And when Little Brother broke up, Phonte decided. So before Little Brother broke up, Phonte did a side project. He met this cat out of Holland named Nicolay, who was a producer. So Phonte would send him. So Nicolay would send him a beat via email, and Phonte would email back his vocals. So, from North Carolina to Holland. So the name of their project became The Foreign Exchange. So, and that's the group that he went back to once Little Brother broke up. And that group, Phonte sings. Sometimes he raps and sings his own hooks. But yeah, this guy he's a double threat. He rhymes very well and he sings. And this is my first time hearing Eric Roberson rhyme as well, because he's known for his singing. So they both do a little bit rhyming on this album together and singing on this album together. So it's rare when you see two male vocalists do a duet album together where they're doing the singing and the rhyming.
And it's seamless.
Yeah, exactly. So I enjoyed this album. Some of the production reminds me of Nicolay from Foreign Exchange, but it's not him. It's like three different producers. And it's it's a good album. This is, you might want to call this record an urban soul contemporary.
Yeah, it's almost got like an old school West Coasty kind of sound to it.
I can see that with some of the beats. Yeah, I can see that with some of the production. I see why you say that. I mean, but I also feel some East Coast jazz seeping in a little bit too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's
you know what? You're right. Like to me, it kind of had that it had like a West Coasty kind of bounceable, lowridery kind of sound,
right? Yeah,
while having like a Chi-Town storytelling type rap kind of element to it.
Okay, yeah, I can see some of that. Yeah,
and it
definitely.
fit fit beautifully.
Yeah, I think so too. This is like a nicely crafted hip hop soul record. Yeah, that's the best way I can describe it. It was a pleasant surprise. I like it. I think it's real cool.
Soul hop. That sounds
cool. So
soul pop sounds cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the best way I can say what it is. But that's what I got so far. That's what I got. But Yeah, it's a good album. A lot of fun. My favorite songs on here are like "It's So Easy," the first track, "Through the Night," "Hold Tight." Yeah,
Never the Same Smile.
Exactly. Yeah, never the same smile.
Oh yeah, never. Oh God, never the same smile. That's
Lie to Me.
Yeah. So
out of the 4 albums that we did review today, this week, this was one that I think I came back to a lot because I was unsure how I felt about it. Not that in a negative way. It's just that this album it took me by surprise, and there's some things that I don't typically listen to. This definitely went out of my typical like music taste. But it took me. It was a good place, At first, I thought, I know I don't like this album, but what do I think of it? That was my first impression of it, and as time went on, I eased into it. It was like a hot tub. It was something that, like, wow, it's really hard just to jump into, but whenever you kind of ease into it, there's something that I can keep going back into.
It's funny because I had, to me, it almost drew me in. I listened to that first sound, and I got just a little hint of that kind of old school West Coast, And you guys are from like Louisiana, and you're from Michigan. There you go.
Michigan. Okay. Yeah, Detroit.
I'm from California, so I kind of grew up around that like old school sound with my uncles, and so as soon as I heard it, I was like, oh, okay. But then I heard that second track, and it had more like a comedy, like Chi-Town type, rap sound to it. On top of the lyrics that they were saying was just beautiful, and the way that it was almost more like a performance in terms of, they talk about the beat dropping and the beat actually drops. It's almost like one of those 4D movies that you see in theaters where they have like live actors on top of the, and it all just kind of came together. And I was like, oh, okay, I like that. And then it was something different. I like that.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's a good record. When I first heard it, I was like,
definitely felt different.
And the more I listened to it, the more I liked it. And so each time I listen to it, the more and more it grows on me. So yeah, I mean, it totally clicks now. But it took a minute. But yeah.
So we were kind of on the same page, me and you, Keith, when it came to it. Like it was something to ease into, but once you did, it was something that was enjoyable.
Oh yeah, definitely.
We had a really good week for music. You said that, Mariano, earlier. I totally agree with you. This is because everything here I can see myself coming back to.
Me too. And
that's not. I was telling you guys, that's not normally something like. Well, maybe have like an album a week that I'm like, okay, that's in my regular playlist.
Like I'll re-listen. No, but some of these albums are like permanently etched into my freaking soul.
Yeah,
they've been really good.
They really have been. So, I mean, just like the other ones, I'm gonna recommend this one too. I'm gonna give it a 7, but it's a good 7.
I'm gonna give it a 8.5.
8.5.
I'm gonna give it a 9. And I'm going to tell you why. In 1 second, I'm going to read some lyrics. So one of the things I like about this album a lot, so it's produced by people like DJ Harrison and Zoe and some other people. So it's got more than one producer, but it's still Caleb, Sean, and Symbolic One. So it's got different producers, but you can't tell that because it flows seamlessly together, production-wise. So I love to see that. I'm impressed when it works, when it's not redundant. So... Well, one of the reasons why I give this a 9 is because it's rare and refreshing to hear soul singers and rappers sing about monogamy, and you get that on this record, like on Through the Night. So basically, the Through the Night is about Phonte and Eric Roberson both being touring musicians and family men, and basically, this song talks about them being married and committed. Being married and committed. To their wives, but being surrounded by temptation, the allure of beautiful women on tour that you meet, night after night, show after show, city after city. So, so this is, being faithful is about making it through the night, without cheating and holding out until you get home to your wife. So that's what this song is about, and I like that. So all these ladies looking lovely in the VIP line, Eric Roberson rhymes. I love my girl and I'm loyal, but that don't make me blind. So... I like that. So, when you hear that, and then when Phonte comes in, he says what, the girls are saying, I can't live without you, and I sleep weird. The bed's too big, and it all connects. I get it. What good is an architect if he ain't got a T-square to work the angles and keep him in line? Yeah. So when I think of leaving home, I just keep him in mind. So many try to be Mr. Man, but when the bull crap hits the fan, You really telling your kids that you risk it all for a chick off of Instagram? Nah, don't do it. Mission abort. These streets ain't a game and it isn't a sport. Better learn how to pass or all your crap will get torched. So, you know, and then he says, what else does he say? Well, that's the other song where he says this part. But yeah, so that's what I was talking about. You know, they're talking about what it's like to be a musician on the road, what it's like to be touring and dealing with temptation. But hey, I love my wife. She's the most important thing. My family's important. You don't get that in you know, in soul records and hip hop records.
You really don't get that in almost any record. So that does give it that kind of rarity factor.
Yeah, it does.
So, and Hold Tight is similar, you know, with the same type of thing. So yeah, I give this what I say, a 9?
A 9.
Yeah, 9.
Yeah, I give this a 9. I dig it. So
that's what's
it's
up.
probably one of my highest rated music reviews this week. Yeah.
We gave that one a 10 earlier. Yeah.
What?
We did give that other one a 10.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
but 9 is up there though.
Yeah, 9's pretty up there. That's.
Yeah. So
We've got a commercial break to go to though.
Okay,
So
sure.
when we come back, we're gonna do our wrap of
up,
the show.
yes. Mm-hmm.
Tired of searching the vast jungle of podcasts? Now listen close and hear this out. There's a podcast network that covers just about everything that you've been searching. The Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network is here. Nothing less than a podcast bliss with endless hours of podcast coverage. From news, sports, music, fashion, cooking, entertainment, fantasy, football, and so much more. So stop lurking around and go straight out to the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network. Guaranteed to fill that podcast itch. Whatever it may be. Visit us at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and download us on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Google Play.
And we are back.
Welcome back.
Hey.
Yes. Golden State Media Concepts music review, baby. So,
Had a lot of fun, guys. How's it been?
are you sure?
I think it's been a good time so far.
Yeah, you know what?
Second. You like, I think I had a lot of fun.
I'm genuinely sad to finish this week out right now. This
I
was a
hear
good
you.
week.
Yeah, this is a good week. I'm glad.
As far as music, or just generally, this has been a good week.
Oh, well, as far as all of our shows today.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
I've had a lot of fun with this week.
Yes. So I just want to go over another track from the Phonte and Eric Roberson album.
Yeah, man, do it.
Tigallerro. So this is produced by DJ Harrison. This track, Hold Tight, and you know, it's I mean, like I said, the lyrics on this album are really good, really, really good.
Yeah, the messages, yeah.
Oh yeah. So on this track, Phonte rhymes. You know, here's a rhyme he does. He says, "She just want to stay at home and be my baby. She don't want to go nowhere. It's so amazing. I'm getting kind of hungry, baby. What you making? All my shirts and all my hoodies you be taking. Yeah, let's go to your mama house. You know she be baking extra butter in that bowl when she pound caking. Shout out to my background. That's Tamisha Waiting. And she go to work like she was a Jamaican." So I thought that was funny and interesting. And then Eric Roberson comes in and he rhymes, "If this come off wrong, oh, please take my apology. I'm just a hip-hop kid that's trying to use the heart in me. But truthfully, I feel like I done hit the lottery. No, not the scratching kind. Oh, girl, you do not bother me. I feel like every time we kick it, baby, that I got the winning ticket, baby. How about you and I kick it, baby? I might have a crown laying around. And stop playing around for we fall in love. Playing around for we fall in love. Had to repeat it so it's heard. Cause messing up a good thing, it's so absurd. Tigallerro, baby." So a very positive record. You know, a record about relationships, love, monogamy, and having fun. This is a good album. I like it a lot. You know, grown folks music, y'all.
Grown folks music, but also what stood out to me was grown folks delivery.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
very creative and very new wordplay.
I agree. And once again, these are guys who are these guys are they're R&B singers at this point, but they're rhyming on this record. Although Phonte started off as an MC.
Do you know what I mean? How like the thing I hear in hip hop and R&B the most is things like "Get Your Mind Right" or "Come On." Like there are certain things that when I hear it, I'm like, "Come on, you got to do a little
better than that."
Right?
Subject matters
well, subject matter. I mean, it's virtually all the same. Even in this one, I'm talking about women, but
we're talking about them in a positive way, not a negative way,
right?
Not in a misogynistic way.
No, definitely. But what I'm saying on top of the subject matter is the wordplay, the delivery, like the way that they get there is so different. I like it.
Yes, and by the way, I encourage all of you guys listening, everyone. So hold tight. The lyrics I read, I don't do it justice. When you hear Phonte and Eric Roberson sing and rhyme that, it's sweet. Yeah. It sounds a lot better than my translation of it. But yeah, it's a great record. I like it a lot. It's a lot of fun. It's got a nice bounce to it. This is good music to ride to drive to, cook to pick up your date to go to dinner to. Yeah, it's cool. It's a cool record. Yeah, I like it a lot. It's a pleasant surprise. I wasn't even expecting this album, and they gave it to us, and I'm glad they did. So, yeah. But it's safe to say too that commercially speaking, hip hop has exceeded and excelled production wise. But commercially speaking, lyrically, with the exception of a few cats like Kendrick, a lot of times it struggles.
Yes, like Gucci Mane.
Yeah, a lot of times lyrically speaking, it struggles. But when you hear this record, that's not the case.
Couldn't agree more.
I don't think Kendrick struggles, right?
No, he's saying.
Oh, okay, never mind. I'm sorry. I had a slight misheard. Yeah, no, we're on the same page.
With the exception of people like
Kendrick. With the exception of Kendrick,
and
J. Cole,
and Odyssey.
Yeah.
And so.
No, I agree. And, this isn't necessarily, I don't know if this is an album that I'm going to immediately come back to like the others that we've reviewed. Like, even Chris Robinson, I'm probably going to go back to that
Brotherhood?
immediately.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well,
but not to say this is a bad thing. We've had a great week as far as music. I'm not trying to single this out as being like a weakest link because it's still had a lot of, great merits,
Well, I would encourage you to listen to this when you're cooking and when you're going out with your girlfriend. Listen to it. Listen to it in your car and tell me how you feel about it.
Yeah, the car changes the ambiance of the whole thing.
Yeah, it's good riding music. It's at nighttime, at daytime. It's just a good album. It's just a good feeling, good vibe. Yeah.
So Desert Island then, guys.
Between this one and I'm going to go with Tigallerro, and I like them both.
I'm going to go with Tigallerro too.
I'm going to go with Robinson Brotherhood.
Okay.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah, I understand where you guys are coming from, though. I mean, this I think it does a great what it does. This album and what it's for, it does a fantastic job, and it definitely. I do appreciate the subject matters. I do.
Yeah,
it doesn't feel
lyrically speaking, it's kind of like
it doesn't feel like your typical rap album. It doesn't feel like your typical hip hop. It doesn't feel like a typical anything.
Yeah,
but honestly, I think we can say that about I think all the albums that we reviewed this week.
Yeah, I agree.
For the most part, I mean,
yep.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, I definitely, like I said, I really like the lyrics on this record. Like I said, I was really happy to hear them address, monogamy in the positive way. Like, look, ain't nothing out here in these streets, Joe. Go home. That's what Phonte says. Nothing out here
this is the most creative wordplay.
Go home.
The most creative wordplay I've heard since Lupe Fiasco.
That's a great compliment, man. That's nice. Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah.
Lupe Fiasco does these really great freestyles for the BET Cypher.
Oh, okay.
And this kind of reminds me of that.
Yeah. So, and it's cool and it's strange to see somebody I remember, as an MC who's now a singer full time, who still occasionally MCs, and then a R&B singer who's always been an R&B singer who's occasionally doing some rhyming, Eric Roberson. So they play off each other very well. So I look forward to seeing a sequel to this. This was a great joint project between these two guys. So yeah, I enjoyed it. And
I'm looking forward to more of this. This is something that I still want to check out.
Yeah, like I said, and I would encourage people too to check out Eric Roberson's solo records, Phonte's solo stuff, his little brother stuff, and the Foreign Exchange. It's all worth listening to. And unfortunately, it's not stuff that's being played on the radio that should. But like I said, so that's why we're talking about it now. So
yeah.
So okay.
Who do you think would have a better live concert out of the two?
Between this or the Chris Robinson and the Brotherhood?
Yeah.
I don't know, because they come with the band too. So I have no idea. That's a great question. I don't know.
What do you think,
I can't
Mariano?
call it on that.
I think the Chris Robinson, excuse me. I think they
Chris Roberson Brotherhood. We have to be.
Sorry, Chris Robinson Brotherhood. Excuse me. I
The
think
CRBs.
Yeah.
I can see them bringing lots of like fun kind of energy. So I'd go with them.
You know,
But-
and I think
but
that's
if
why out of the two, I like them. That's
Okay.
why they'd be my desert island, because
Okay.
their energy, they kept up with this upbeat, and it just felt wonderful, you know?
Okay, but when I think about this record,
Yeah, I liked Phonte better. Phonte and Eric Roberson. Just if we're talking live, and you know the different kind of spin that live puts on music.
who's going to give
Yeah.
you a better night concert? I think it would be probably Phonte and Eric Roberson. For an evening concert, I think they will come with it. I think you'd be dancing for that one.
I see where you're coming from, but I think even then, I think Chris Robinson. But
I don't
you know,
know. But like I said, I wanna see them
if I had
both live,
if I had the ability, yeah, I'm definitely
I
going
wanna
to see
see them both
Phonte and
live.
Eric Roberson.
Yeah, I want to see them both.
Actually, yeah, because
So it's a win-win.
because
really.
J. Cole goes off live, so these guys might have that kind of same
Yeah, so-
element. Because J. Cole, maybe they'll put a spin on some of their songs, and
Well, like I
I
said,
got to
and
see
I'm
J.
pretty
Cole
sure-
live this weekend, actually.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
but
Yeah.
but I'm pretty sure, like I said, they're going to come with the band too.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's going to be two. It's going to be
two different
types
things. Of course, apples and
Yeah,
oranges.
Yeah, it really kind of is actually. So when you think about it, technically speaking. So, but yeah, definitely worth it. Definitely worth it. I pick them both up.
Yeah, and I guess that wraps up our time right now. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, happened already.
Oh, Mariano. So where can they find us?
I don't know, but if I did, I had a feeling it would be on iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, Stitcher, GSMCpodcast.com, and you can also find us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, Golden State Media Concepts. Thanks for listening, guys.
Wow, those are some really specific guesses. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sound right to me, yeah.
Nailed it. It's on Jeopardy. He win.
So thanks for listening, guys. And next week we'll come out with even better stuff, I'm sure.
Yeah.
We're just going to keep topping ourselves until we can't do it anymore.
There
So
you go. Thanks again. We appreciate you all, and we'll see you out in space.
see you guys out there in space.